Here we go.
You ever have that feeling where you're not sure if you're awake or still dreaming?
Take your stinking paws off me, you damn dirty ape!
Open the pod bay doors, Hal.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
How come I know so much? What the hell is going on around here? Who the hell are you people?
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
Everybody just pretend to be normal, okay? Like everything's normal here.
Abby who? Abby normal.
Gimme. I need. Gimme.
Okay,
Please.
all right.
Please.
It's 106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
From Milwaukee, it's Movie Chatter.
I had your mic down.
Take two.
Welcome
I
to
get the hint.
Testing.
Welcome to
2,
Movie
3.
Chatter podcast, episode 208.
Yeah.
Whoa.
All right.
Whoa.
I love even numbers, personally.
I'm Don.
It's going to be a good one.
You're Don. I'm Dave.
I'm Bill.
I'm Kelly.
All right, we've
And
got
we're on YouTube.
the formalities.
Say hi.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
Please subscribe. We haven't had a subscriber in a while, but we appreciate every single minimal view that we get.
Absolutely.
All 7.
All 7 or 8 of them. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4.
There's a couple people out there.
How do you like this room?
Hmm.
I'm really
like
enjoying
it.
this room
Yes.
much more than it used to be.
It's so much more spacious.
It is. There's a lot more room for activities.
I
And
I haven't moved my Godzilla
right.
figures into the room yet.
Yeah.
We do need some
You
sort
just
of
need
shelving.
some higher corner shelves, too.
Right.
Feature some things. You don't have to sacrifice too much floor space.
No, the floor space I like.
Yeah.
Could get like a mini fridge?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
Anything you want to keep cool. We'll keep it right in the closet right there.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's
there
an
you go.
idea.
Hey, it's been a week since we saw The Eternals.
It has been, yes.
What do you think about The Eternals now? I mean, I don't want to talk about Shang-Chi quite yet,
Right.
but you might have to use Shang-Chi to compare because it was like two Marvel movies
Those are the two.
really close together. Kelly probably hasn't seen
For us.
Shang-Chi,
Have
I've
not.
not seen Shang-Chi.
but
It's available today because it's Disney
is.
Plus Day.
It is, yes. In IMAX format.
Right.
Right. It's very interesting. A lot of
But The Eternals.
Yeah.
I feel like any ounce of where I felt confused, I feel more curious.
Okay.
So it's like, interest has compounded.
Okay. I mean, did the movie
I don't like it less.
Don't like it less.
Don't
Okay,
like it
good.
less?
What about Bill?
I don't like it less either, but as I reflect back on it, the one thing that I didn't like was those little doggy demon things.
Right.
They just look too
Okay.
cartoonish.
Okay. Yeah.
Even as they were like evolving and turning more like human, but
Yeah, I
alien
mean, you have-
like
you
towards
have-
the end.
you have
You just didn't like the design.
9
Right.
different Eternals, all people, and then in contrast, you have this, computer graphic.
Right. I'm going to compare it to two things that we've watched recently. I don't know if Kelly has watched them, but Shang-Chi and Invasion also has a lot of like aliens or let's say fantasy type
Right.
animals.
CGI creatures.
Invasion
creatures.
has spectacular.
Right. I think both of
Aliens.
those are better than
Oh my God! Yes.
than in what are we talking about?
Invasion.
Eternals.
Eternals.
Better
right,
than
compare-
Eternals.
Yes,
yeah.
better than the Eternals.
Oh, it looks so cartoonish. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just didn't like it.
Well, it's like strands of muscle, and they were
Right.
like each kind of different animals that were
They
continuing
were kind
to
of
evolve.
artsy looking in a
Right,
way. I mean,
right.
they were kind of clever in that way. for art purposes.
It didn't.
It wasn't believable.
quote,
That's the thing.
art
It wasn't
purposes.
believable.
It didn't need to
Yeah.
actually be a form. It could have just been kind of a blob that attacked
Would that
you.
have been better?
Possibly. I mean, I feel for the artists. It's difficult to come up with that stuff. It always
Yeah.
seems to be, for me at least, it's like a weakness. Like in like the Avenger movies, when the Centuries come through.
Oh, the portal. They were
the
kind
portal.
of
They're kind
generic,
of weird
too.
looking.
The original creatures are
you
the
know.
worst. I mean, original content is
Yeah.
the biggest challenge, always, right?
How about Justice League, the original one, where those like butterfly-looking guys are flying around, aliens coming in as well? It's hard to come up with those CGI monsters.
Well, I mean, that was still kind of cool. It was
cool.
something I didn't see before. I've seen, whatever this was, I've seen it before. I mean, aside from the unique artsiness of it,
Yeah.
it's like a doggy demon that comes out of the water or whatever and attacks you.
Yeah.
It just seemed like nothing.
Conceptually,
It didn't seem original that way.
I feel like conceptually, I appreciate it because there was different, like, species within them. There was one that was like a
Right.
bird, and there was one that was more like a bull, and there was one that was more like so. And each one of
That's
those
true.
continued to evolve, like to be more.
Good concept.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Maybe just in execution.
When
That's exactly the right word.
When I look at it, it looks really cool. Like I'd love a cell of it framed on my wall because
yeah.
the art was so cool.
Right.
But that's what I saw. I saw art. I didn't see a real demon.
a creature. You didn't
Yeah.
believe it was
Yeah.
coming after
No.
you.
It was difficult to have it.
That's a good way to put it.
And it was a
In
big
the
part
movie.
of the movie.
It was. So
They're beautiful. You didn't believe it to be a living creature.
No, and
it was a
because
big part.
it was beautiful, but it wasn't original. It's still just kind of a demon thing. Artsy original, but not, some of the other ones that you were mentioning.
So you're on the villain or the alien. How about you, Dave?
I still recommend it. I just
Did it drop a notch for you? You were at
Maybe
a hard A- when we left.
I think I'm down in like the B minus.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. But
Coming off
I
that
still
high.
think in 5 years
Yeah.
it'll be a movie that will get better with age.
Yeah, it's
Possibly.
It's the origination story of all of the Eternals, right?
Right.
So as they branch off, because that's how I felt about this. This is just
Yes.
like the building block of
Right.
12 other movies.
Yeah.
So
If that turns out to be true, then it'll probably be good. I mean,
I know how franchises are built. That's all.
And
I'm
now I know
saying.
about-
They planted seeds.
right.
Kit, is his name Kit Harington?
Yes. Good.
Right, like
Oh,
at the
yeah.
end, he's going to be the Black Knight. That's what he was actually touching.
The sword.
Right,
of the
it's a
Black
character, the Black Knight.
Sure.
He'll be more related to Blade.
Knight. Oh.
So he'll probably go directly to a Blade
Oh.
movie.
Oh, nice. I can't
Yeah.
wait for those.
Now, Blade, that's not the same.
Vampire.
Wesley Snipes
Wesley
Yeah.
Snipes is who I'm trying to think of.
trilogy. Yep.
Oh, same thing, huh?
Yeah.
That's part of the Marvel universe?
Yes.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now.
And they're redoing it with the actor, I believe that was from say Green Book.
Oh, gosh. Okay, in that one, he played a gay musician.
Okay.
Yeah,
So he's a really good actor.
Oh gosh.
Now he's going to be
I'm gonna
a
space his name, but yeah.
sword-wielding...
Sword-wielding semi-vampire.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I liked him as an actor. He was
I
very
like the
good.
Blade movies. I particularly like the third one with Ryan
I do
Reynolds.
too. We're like
and-
the only people that love the
and
third.
Jessica Biel. And
Because we like the actors.
we do. And
Like, I don't care.
right.
That they're, I mean, that's like Red State.
Exactly.
You know, you're just watching for like
Yeah,
a fan.
I loved all three of the Blades.
Yeah, so
Yeah, those are
So
crowd
Eternals.
pleasers,
Okay, so we're
for
still
sure.
we'll still recommend it.
still recommend, but we're hoping that it's the origin has begun.
I remember my
a really
point.
good franchise.
You know what the point is?
Yeah, why did it drop from an A- to a B- for
well,
you?
the thing is,
Yeah.
normally, when's the last time you saw a movie like that where you haven't been able to immediately rewatch it again?
Oh.
You know, I mean,
right.
it's at the theater.
Yes.
We need it on Disney
So
Plus
it forces you to
like
remember.
really remember.
Yeah.
and the memory is weak with it.
Well, you were
Interesting.
So there
comparing it
wasn't-
to Shang-Chi
Shang-Chi, where you can
Shang-Chi.
go, like, I watched the first 15 minutes of it like 3 times before I kept it going.
Okay.
Gosh, that is such a difference in how you digest a movie.
It is.
So different.
But you can, immediately just pause or rewind and go.
Because even, I mean, gosh, this is getting lofty, but if we're talking about digesting movies, even if you get momentarily distracted for whatever reason, your thoughts crept in on you.
Sure.
Yeah, right.
In a theater, you can't be like, wait, what were they talking about? Let me back it up 20 seconds.
Exactly.
You're
And
lost.
we are so used to being able to do that now, I think.
Right. When I watched like Shang-Chi or say Red Notice, the new big movies of this weekend, I was able to rewatch them and catch a bunch of stuff the second time.
Right.
Yeah.
And not have to worry quite as much.
That's one of my criticisms of the Eternals. It was slow in parts. Now, if you look at Red Notice or Shang-Chi, those were action movies from the start. Yeah. They slowed down like every 15 minutes or something, but
You've
just
got to have a lull for a punch.
Yeah, but in Eternals there was a lot of lulls.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, I like the popcorn action Marvel superhero movies. I don't want them to be too talky, thinky.
That's where I agree with Dave that I think once you get more vested with some of these characters in future movies, you're going to go back and be more emotionally vested in those moments of character development.
Captain America, his first movie, what was it called?
First Avenger.
First Avenger. I remember leaving that theater and going,
It was boring.
It was okay.
Yeah.
Now I can watch that movie and get like weepy.
Yeah.
Right,
it's so
because
good.
you care about him.
Yeah, care
Yeah.
about
So maybe that
You know
right.
him.
In the future you'll
This is just planting seeds.
they will have done all that good background stuff that makes you care about them.
The
so the next
Eternals,
movie
actually, to me,
can be
feels
more
like
fun.
it's a stretch, but it's more like 2001 Space Odyssey, where the concepts are so, creation,
Lofty?
Yes.
really lofty.
Right.
Well,
right.
talk
is
about
different for Marvel.
Foundation. Or Dune.
Yeah.
Those
Yes.
are, also kind of trippy. And there's
Gosh.
slow times and all
And-
that.
and a
It's
complicated
not your typical
story.
action movie like Shang-Chi was or
Yeah.
Red Notice was.
Right.
Can we
Different-
just
different.
Can we organically shift conversation
Go
here?
ahead. Yep.
Because
We're just talking today. Today is just, we're just talking.
I have not been on a show that we talked about Dune yet since I
Let's
watched
talk
it all.
about Dune.
And
okay.
I'll
that's
throw
a very perfect thing to bring up.
He's
because
throwing out the script.
like two points to be made there because I watched Dune half on my home theater, we'll call it. It's not bad.
Right.
Not anything compared to Dave's. But I mean I watched parts of it on my phone in the middle of the night too.
Okay.
Oh,
Right.
Interesting.
Never was it bad. And maybe I didn't notice any lull at all because I broke it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Right. But gosh, I felt like that had all kinds of original content, even though it was a story redone. I've never seen the original. I knew a lot about it beforehand because the release got delayed several times. So I read a bunch about it. Gosh, I loved Dune. I love it. I
that's
mean,
so good to hear. I bet you.
I've watched it again.
I obsessed
twice.
about it for days. And then
watched
Yeah.
it 3 times.
I mean, like
I
a
was-
week later, I was like,
psyched when I heard you liked it.
yeah.
I wonder if dividing it out, because it was kind of a long movie.
It was long.
Did help keep you from thinking it was slow. It was a little bit slower, but it was all really good stuff.
Yeah.
So being able to break it up maybe kept you motivated and like you're able to think about what you had seen previously.
Right.
Now I'm going to start it back
It's
up
a
again.
slow digest.
And you want to get back
and
into it.
you know what that's like? Reading a book.
Yeah.
It makes it. It's like
Yeah.
it's like digesting a visual book.
Well, in some of the
good
slow
description.
parts where I saw it in IMAX, the music or sound backtrack,
yeah.
whatever you call it,
Yeah.
was so powerful and cool.
It was like
That-
another character.
Yeah, so even though you might, at some
In the
points you're just looking
screenplay.
at like a desert on the desert planet, it was cool just to experience it.
Yeah.
Right.
So I don't know if you get that on the small phone, But
you do though, and sometimes
Thanks.
I mean even earbuds will add
Oh,
an
yeah.
extra
Ooh,
notch.
Earbuds
are
are actually
great.
pretty
Yeah.
good for sound.
Absolutely.
Actually
Alright.
give you a really good experience.
And
Audio.
I don't think I lost anything by seeing some of it that way.
Yeah, I watched the same way. I watched the beginning on the phone halfway and then switched back to the TV. I might have restarted it, but
Well, that's even better too sometimes, right? I mean, it gives
Yeah,
you
I
a chance to
mean-
think about it and then you rewatch a little bit.
I watched the first 15 minutes of Shang-Chi before work on my kitchen TV.
Okay.
Eating it. I was so into it. I'm like, you
Yeah.
know, it's a little 20-inch TV.
But doesn't that, I mean, it changes your entire like reaction to the movie because
Yeah.
now you were introduced and you loved it. So now you're jazzed to see the next scene,
yeah,
right? I
right.
mean,
or restart it.
yes.
Or restart it. And that is we're
you
in
notice more things.
a new way of watching movies where
Right,
you can
right.
go back. And then that's the point of what we were saying about the Eternals. Now we have to just rely on our memories to kind of,
And our memories are terrible.
as to what we think about that movie until we see it again. Whereas Shang-Chi, you can like back it up, get all that, sort of motivation going again, and then watch the rest of it.
It's almost like a greater challenge for filmmakers, honestly, that you can scrutinize more closely every time you watch a movie.
That's
Right.
true. Yeah, that's very good point.
So you've seen Shang-Chi?
No, I have not.
No.
Okay.
Okay, we'll talk about it briefly
Yeah,
then.
okay.
We'll switch
Go
to
ahead.
that.
I just
So
love the
Dune is fantastic.
action
Dune.
in Shang-Chi.
Yeah, if you want to talk more about Dune. But
No, I
it's
mean, I'll just
awesome.
say that it was phenomenal. I mean, I
Okay.
loved it. I obsessed about it for days. I can't wait to see the second.
And I was so wrong thinking that I was going to hate it. Like, it's going to be
Yeah.
boring.
Boring.
And it was just what I wanted.
Well, and I was like hyped up about it for a while because they kept, it has all of these people, Timothy Chalamet and Jason
Yes.
Momoa. And I mean, like everyone in it is beautiful and I love
Right.
them. And I was so hyped, but then it kept getting delayed. So I feel like that dropped off and I wasn't that excited to see it, but I
Yeah.
got hooked anyway. And I ended up loving it more
It
than I
ended
thought.
up being just a gem that was just waiting
Gem,
for you.
A diamond in the rough.
You've seen Foundation, and I compare the two quite a bit.
Okay.
As being like high concept sci-fi.
Right. Complex. And battling planets, so to
Good
speak.
story. I mean, a lot of stuff to digest. It's like Game of Thrones in space.
A bit of an investment.
But
Yeah.
man, and just as in the beginning with Foundation, I was like, it's a little slow.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get to know the characters.
Right.
So by the 6th episode, which I just saw recently,
Yeah.
it was great.
Yeah.
So it's really improved a lot. And there seems to be a lot, maybe more action too now. Maybe they were just setting things up, but
It's a similar
the last
show.
3 episodes were very good.
I believe there's 9 as of now.
Oh,
And-
okay. Then maybe I'm talking 6 through 9 were the best.
Okay, yeah, and it's
this will be multi-season.
we hope. I mean, I think they intended it on that.
That was the implication.
Right. It sure seems like they are. I don't know how many episodes there are, but it looks like we need to go a lot further. We're just getting into it. It's like Game of Thrones. I think they intended on having like 7 seasons.
Okay.
It's a
They're
multiple.
laying the foundation.
Yeah, there you go. It's a multiple book series.
Right. I was going
So-
to say this was based on literature to begin with, so
Right.
there's a lot of content.
Yeah.
to
And they're
cover.
keeping it true, I guess, that people say, although I've never read the books.
Okay.
One thing that when you copy it from the book, you don't leave a hook at the end. I don't know, like when you watch one episode of whatever series that you like, there's always like,
The Mandalorian.
there's something at the end where you go, oh man, now I got to
Right.
see the next one, right?
Yep,
Right.
Yep.
Well, you didn't always have that with Foundation.
Yeah.
Although as you got to maybe know more about it, there was that hook.
Yeah. And
So
like
I'm looking
Dune.
forward to the next one.
And Dune, where it ends, where it's like, okay, now I really want to see what happens.
Oh my
next.
God, yeah.
You know?
I can't wait.
Yeah.
And it's like coming out in 2023.
Yeah.
Oh,
it
that's
is.
rough.
It is.
I don't
But
know. Time flies.
I think it'll be
worth
good.
the wait.
Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
I can't
so tell me
believe-
about it.
I mean, compared to the Eternals, I've only watched half of it.
So,
But
way more powerful, sounds like.
I mean, way more exciting. Where I'm like yelling at the TV and
More
like,
of a typical Marvel type storyline.
Okay. A little more of an action movie.
How about that action scene on the
bus
outside of the building where they're
Oh my gosh, the scaffolding
the scaffolding
in Macau,
was that great?
which was made
Incredible.
out of bamboo.
And by
Amazing.
the way, in Red Notice, they had a scaffolding
they
action
did.
scene
They
too.
did
and I'm
as
going,
well.
I wonder if the same guy set it
did
up
as
because
well.
it was a lot of the same kind of moves and everything.
Yeah.
But it was so good.
I would have to say right off the bat, many memorable like fight scenes in Shang-Chi.
incredible.
And you know the interesting thing about it is it's a martial arts movie, and a lot of Marvel movies, they're kind of doing martial arty kind of fighting.
But
Captain America or Black Widow, they're kind of doing that stuff. But this just seemed like
more genuine.
yeah, it seemed more fitting. And really
fun.
good and really good. Yeah,
And-
some of the best fight scenes.
And the number
I've seen
one
in a while.
reason is Aquafina.
Yeah, man.
Do you know Aquafina?
No.
Okay, but anyway,
Did you see
this actress is so good, and
Oh, love her.
I've
She's a
seen her in a
comedian.
bunch of other things, but she never got on my radar.
notably Crazy Rich Asians? She plays the funny like cousin.
Oh, the Aquafina, yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
Aquafina.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, it's
Just
coming back
the
to me now.
Pot
She was
smoking,
Yes.
Oh, right.
like kind of
She's in lots of
Underachiever.
stuff. She's super
I mean,
awesome.
if we could
Yeah,
have
but she was throughout the whole movie, wasn't she?
oh gosh, yeah.
yeah. So
she's
you
a
almost
huge
saw
part.
the movie through her eyes because she would be kind of like
She was
innocent to it.
She was his sidekick, basically.
Yeah, but you almost saw the movie through her eyes.
it was great. I mean, if I could have, this house that I live in, and Kelly's on one side and Aquafina on the other,
Oh my
this
god.
would be like the party neighborhood.
Oh, Dave,
Right?
She
you
just
just
feels like she would be a fun person to hang out with.
Okay, and unlike
She's been in tons of stuff.
Eternals,
I know, I
when
was
they
gonna
had
say what I'm thinking of.
graphics
I
of crazy stuff happening, like the forest engulfing them.
oh my gosh, the
I mean, it
bamboo
was such
forest.
cool.
Now let's remember that I've only seen half of it, and Kelly has seen none of it.
Right, right.
Well, I would say though they have some fantastical graphics.
Yeah.
that are
Fantastical.
really cool.
I mean,
Really cool.
like Black Panther,
Fantasy, but they're
how
cool.
they created Wakanda, and
Yeah.
it's just amazing. They've got a world that there's
Environment.
going to be that you're going to get to eventually that is as cool
Okay, really?
and as inventive and satisfying and like, wow, it's all CGI, and yeah, and that's part of it.
How about, can I mention the crystal effect? So they have some really cool special effects with the graphics
Okay.
that I have never seen before.
Okay.
That they do, it's like glass or crystal dust or something, the way things reflect. I barely remember it now, but it's so visually cool.
Possibly the water.
Water, okay.
When water is doing, yeah, amazing visual effects. Looks
Okay.
I
fantastic.
don't know if that was in the beginning. I think it's maybe the second half.
Okay.
I'm probably going to rewatch it because I've watched it on the kitchen TV, 15 minutes. Then I watched it halfway through in the living room. I've yet to make it down to the big screen. So
Oh, it's got really good sound, Dave. You
Okay.
are going to love. I mean, in particular, the final 20 minutes
okay.
is insane for
Okay.
sound and visual. I really want to know what you think about the
Okay,
sound
cool.
and visual of the last 20 minutes.
I'm getting
I'm
excited to see it again now.
yeah.
It looks like a movie that I would watch over and over.
It's easy to watch over and over. That's what I love about this is, I mean, it's become my new favorite martial arts movie.
The problem was this was Disney Plus weekend,
yeah.
and we had the 13 movies, including Shang-Chi, all into the IMAX enhanced. So I was dabbling into older stuff
Oh,
too.
okay. So you didn't give it your full attention. But wait till you can finish it up.
I'll
and-
start
Properly?
it over.
Yeah,
I'll watch
properly.
it. I'll watch it fully downstairs.
I swear she was a voice in like
She was.
Raya.
She was in. She exactly was. Yes, it was.
Was she? Because it's not listed
Yes.
like immediately on
Her
her.
attitude
She
is-
was. She is Raya.
Is she?
She is
Okay,
Raya.
I thought so, but
Yes.
why is that not like one of her top IMDb's?
It is. Yeah, she is. Oh no, she is Shizu.
So she has.
There she goes.
She
Yeah.
has a bunch of stand-up
the funny-
comedians.
Talk about Aquafina.
Aquafina.
Yes.
You know, the only name that is as cool as Aquafina is Zendaya
Right.
in Dune. I'm just
I mean,
thinking,
like-
you got a name like that.
I know, you're set.
And
Yeah.
Aquafina is spelled different than the water,
Of
right?
course it is.
AWK.
It's like purely
WAFINA.
Aquafina.
That's
But-
cool.
Watch a show called Nora from Queens.
Okay.
That's
She's
Aquafina.
phenomenal.
It's 20 episodes you can get of her. It's 2 seasons, and it's her as a underachieving Asian girl from Queens.
I mean, the show was.
And it's funny
Yeah,
as hell.
it's
Shang-Chi was great. I'm
Smokes
just
a lot-
saying.
She smokes a
was
lot of pot out of
That was a
one.
big help to having a star like that. in it.
Yeah, she ended up being. I didn't
She's
knowing
put out
Aquafina.
like rap videos since she was like 11.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, and I was surprised. You will be surprised as to her character in this because she's not like
I looked
super
her up when we watched Raya.
superficial.
Yeah, and I mean, like
She's
she
a
has
significant character.
You can tell the moment you look into her, like the littlest bit. You are a talented individual, very. I mean, like capable
Right.
of
and
the utmost depth.
they don't make her a superficial character in here. They don't make her as like just the
Comic relief.
Comic relief, exactly.
Well,
She's a
in the beginning of
the
the movie, she's
she's like
just his buddy,
right.
and
They're parking cars.
Yeah.
Mr. Shang-Chi freaks her out with his skills, and
Oh yeah.
very cool.
Oh boy.
Very
okay.
cool.
He's awesome.
Well, I'm excited to see
Okay.
it.
Shimlu Lu. Boy, I can't even pronounce his name. But that actor is fantastic. I mean,
Great.
he hasn't been in anything else that I know.
I like when he
But he is
he pulls his
good
shirt
looking,
off,
good
and she's
looking,
like, "You have your shirt off,"
Yeah.
and she's like looking at his body.
"What's with the shirt off?" Yeah. Everybody in there is fantastic, right? I mean, Ben Kingsley makes a pretty good. Oh, you don't even know that yet.
Don't know that yet.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Michelle Yeoh.
Are there any great? How many extra scenes at the end, after credit scenes?
2 extra scenes.
Okay.
2 solid extra scenes.
All right.
Yeah, and a
Connected
good
to
amount
the,
to the
phase?
Marvel universe.
Okay,
yeah,
great.
I mean you're gonna get some satisfying connections that you didn't get in the Eternals.
I mean, I want to see Reed Richards. That's what I want to see.
you're not gonna see Reed Richards.
Okay. All right.
but
Yeah, the extra scenes in the Eternals were not satisfying.
yeah, this is like okay. Here's some people I know, and this is okay. I can
Stuff
see how
they're
this
gonna
would fit
do.
in. Yeah,
I forgot who's Reed Richards.
Mr. Fantastic. There you go.
All right, you might see something other.
Did you
That's
hear that
cool.
there's a rumor, and it's not just like a crazy, silly rumor? I'm going to say it right now. The new rumor for look at Don just chugging that.
I know,
It's
he's
on
like,
YouTube.
"What are you gonna say?"
Don is chugging it, but the rumor for Reed Richards, and all if it's not Reed Richards, is probably going to get a large part in the Marvel universe upcoming. Tom Cruise.
No way.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah, Tom Cruise is has been
I
hanging out with Mr. Feige.
Okay, I'll believe it when I see it.
Right. I mean, you don't know, but
I
there's
don't.
a lot of
I
money to
hope-
be had.
I hope you don't bank on him being Tom Cruise.
no, right. I mean, I was trying to immediately think of he needs to run.
Hop on a train,
But
jump
he's,
off a, fly a helicopter.
He's done. In
But if there's anything
Tropic Thunder.
I know, but if there's anything reminiscent of other movies,
Oh, right.
you could break me away from the Marvel universe.
No, but I think what you could do is give him like a Thanos part where he's
Okay.
100% CG.
That's what I'm saying. Like you need to have him be not Tom Cruise
Yeah.
almost.
Yeah, that would be great.
Right. Like he was, like you said, in Tropic Thunder, where He's the
big guy.
the
I
Hollywood
don't-
executive at the end doing that great dance that he did.
Yeah.
You know, and just not being Tom Cruise at all.
Right. That would be okay with me.
I think that's what you could get. Maybe he'll be Galactus.
Ooh, that seems like a good fit. Some sort of super villain.
I think so too.
Wow.
Yeah,
so
he
I'm-
can't
I'm
be
excited.
a hero, hands
That's
down. If he's a
interesting.
hero, I'm
Good
already
news.
out.
There he is, right there.
Nothing against Tom. I'm just
No.
saying, nope.
Yeah.
You
I mean,
can't be a hero in the Marvel universe.
Yeah. I'm
We're
trying to think
done
of
there.
like what superhero would he be? That wouldn't
He would be
ridiculous.
too. No, yeah, it would be ridiculous. He would have to be like covered in Botox and
Right, because he's pretty old at this point.
Well, he was just in the news for that. I mean, they've been spotting him for that.
I know, but
Did
they
you
they
see that?
actually have you
Oh,
seen
really?
that they've
What is
there's
it?
a new
What's the
shot
story?
of him.
I don't know about the story.
There was like a shot of Tom Cruise all
at a
like,
baseball game.
and he's all puffed up from probably some type of surgery, facial.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
But okay, so
I need that.
if you look at, he just had a photo taken
you
like a
don't.
day or two ago, and he looks.
Well,
He's
of course
back
he
to
does.
normal.
The
Has he
swelling
gotten
has
rid of his
gone
wrinkles?
down.
Yeah, he's
The
back to
swelling
normal.
has gone
He's
down.
back
I
to
all
normal.
his
don't. I
wrinkles?
don't want him to look normal. I want him to look like an aging man.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah, like he did in
Right.
what was that?
Don't
I don't want him to
Don't
look
fight
45.
nature.
Like ugh.
right. Just
Yeah. All right.
Be who you
leave my
are.
beard gray.
Yeah.
no. I'm. You know, I had a discussion with Zach the other day. Actually, at the dinner that we went to
Last night.
last
What
night.
about aging gracefully?
About some pictures that I saw of myself, and I was kind of shocked at the old man that I was seeing.
Oh,
And I said to myself, I think I might just go just shiny shaved. What could I do shiny shaved?
No.
Shiny
Well, you
shaved
could.
head?
You got a
Need
good
to.
head. You got a good round head.
I don't. I just. Oh man, I'm telling you, it.
And then
I
plus you had
could,
the glasses on too.
I'm very gray and old. I'll
The
tell you.
hat. The hat does a lot.
Okay,
Here-
I need to
yeah.
just wear a hat all the time. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pick your favorite team.
Okay.
and guys, I'm telling you, like salt and pepper, there's something to be said.
Okay. All
You
right.
don't. Nobody likes. I mean, I'm sorry, but like once you're over 18, nobody likes a 25-year-old.
Okay.
I get it. Yeah.
Nobody likes an even 30 to 35-year-old of a man. You got to be a grown up.
Robert Downey Jr.
So half the
All right.
population.
He doesn't have a black beard, does he?
No.
He's salt and pepper.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Heavily.
All right.
All right. Well, thank God.
I'll thank you for that perspective, Kelly.
Absolutely.
Now I feel good about myself. Smile.
Any of those young bucks were just like, bah, I can't even bother with you. You're too stupid.
There you go.
You've got to have some salt.
Some maturity.
Yeah.
Right.
It shows maturity.
Right.
All
Absolutely.
right, who saw on Apple the last one of Invasion?
Oh yeah. There
Let's
you
hear
go.
about it.
Ooh, let's move to Invasion.
I'm
Have you seen any
no,
of
I
Invasion?
am totally virgin
Zero?
on
Oh, my
Invasion.
gosh.
Well, let's not. We won't spoil it, but this has
Super
been a
no spoiler.
slow-moving,
Uh-huh.
character-driven
This is the
show.
one where like they fall like to different layers of the earth or
no,
something.
no,
Nope,
that's
not at
La
all.
Brea.
Oh no, this is an invasion by aliens, and it's a story that is shown from about 5 perspectives.
Oh, the character story. Yes,
Yep,
sorry.
yep.
Now I know what we're
So
talking about.
Very, very character driven. Very, pulled back from
That was
you know,
both the complaint
aliens.
and the praises.
Right. Yeah. That exactly. That's why
I
it got
praise
low
it.
ratings. I wonder if that's changed at all.
Because it's like apocalyptic, but
Yes.
from the perspective of specific people
Well, there's
and
like
only what
family-
they know.
There's
right?
family problems going on.
Right.
Right. So we're only now after episode 6 getting down to the nitty gritty of what these aliens are like. Up until now,
what,
it's
what
been
their
more.
objective is.
Well, and we don't even
or
know if
just
it's
getting
them.
a view of them.
Oh, okay.
We still don't know what their objective is at all.
Okay.
And
Except for
again,
maybe.
they might just have, just like you have dogs that go out and, in the war, a
Oh.
German Shepherd.
Sure.
Oh.
I mean, the
That's a
alien
good-
that we saw
That's a good
could have
point,
been
Bill.
A
their
scout.
version of a German Shepherd.
That's an excellent point.
And then we had seen, they have another one where there's a military Iraq kind of looking scene. Afghanistan, maybe it's even in.
Something like that.
Something like that.
Middle East.
And that, they're all shooting at some kind of giant metal.
Giant
A
black.
You don't know what it is.
You don't know
That
what
too, though. I mean,
Alien.
that's an argument to be made. Is the first thing you send in is expendable, always, right?
Right. That's
Right.
It's
true.
not their best ship.
They could be doing that in this story, right? They are not explaining
See
it
what
at
you
all.
got.
No, you're just getting a little piece of it, and they seem to have something to do with metal. So like they're from another world, right?
Some sort
So
of interesting
they
black
are metal
substance.
aliens somehow.
Blacks.
Movable metal.
How many have you seen, Dave?
All of them.
But not the
Okay.
last one. Right, the last one wasn't metal. But
Okay, yeah, don't give it away. But I'm just going
Alright,
to say
so-
that the last one has now finally, if you've been waiting
Yes.
or you haven't been liking it, the last episode is like
A lot of
full-
action.
Okay,
Full
now-
on.
full on horror movie. I mean, it was terrifying.
It
Oh.
was,
I
right. And it was all from, I mean, in the previous episodes, they'll jump around. They'll give you 10 minutes of this character, 10 minutes of this character, 10 minutes of this character. So you're jumping around the world, getting all the perspectives. This one's all one story.
Yeah.
All one story. The lady with two, a boy and a girl, and her cheating husband is this story. And
she's a doctor.
she's a doctor, and
So they're trying to
they're
recruit
in,
her to
say maybe
to
the
help.
It sounds like brilliant, I don't know, screenwriting too. I mean, if you're
It's so good.
it is, yeah.
And
I
so
would just
far,
like to
whatever
take this
special
whole-
effects were really good.
Take this whole thing and change it to, for me, a Godzilla movie. You could just whoever is the writer
Yes.
has got a good career ahead of him.
Yeah, yeah.
Wasn't there a Godzilla movie where they kind of did that, where they
Well,
just
you
showed
know-
it through the videotape or something?
Right. I mean, 2014 was a lot less Godzilla, but right.
What was
but
God?
the entire premise would be interesting.
Yeah, where it's just
following
behind the
it from
scenes.
individual perspectives.
And that's what this is. You don't really, I don't know what the problem is. People just wanted to see an alien movie, and that's why they, went bad review or whatever.
Yeah.
Shin Godzilla.
Oh, Shin Godzilla. Okay.
Shin Godzilla. That's the one you're thinking of. That's like from the community
Bureaucratic.
version.
Sure.
Like seeing it from what happens to the people rather than.
It was bureaucrats.
Rather than
It was like
focused on Godzilla itself.
Exactly.
Of what his line of the story is.
Right.
it was focusing on the government going, okay, there's a problem.
It's
There was a lot of
little bit more
bureaucracy.
like that. Yeah.
We need to go to another meeting room.
Right.
Remember, they kept on walking down the hallway.
Yeah.
So
Let's go to a
anyway,
different room.
I'm liking
Yeah.
like an Invasion, and I'm looking forward to it.
All
Comes
right,
out on
well,
Friday.
That sounds like I should back up and
Yeah.
invest.
Put it.
Oh, yeah.
Put it on your list.
Okay, and
Put it on
then-
your
Another
list.
Apple one.
I was going to say Apple Plus this is on.
Yeah, right.
Remind
Apple
me
Plus.
where
It also
we're
has
at.
Finch.
Okay.
with Tom Hanks.
Ah, Finch.
We talked about that last week. I don't
Did
know.
you see
we
Finch,
did not.
Kelly?
We did not.
I've seen half of it. It would broken up a little bit. So I mean, I'll probably finish it because I just adore Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
You do.
It's not the strongest.
I thought it was too sad.
Yeah.
Too sad.
And
Overall, it was like not recommend.
It's interesting. I'm
Too
the only
sad.
one that hasn't seen any of it, and I'm still. I don't know if you guys are making me more
hate-
likely to see it or less likely.
And I hesitate because I never want anyone to love Tom Hanks less.
Yeah, yeah.
But the last movie I saw of his, the News of the World, this one had just one hair similarity in that I felt like it was a Tom Hanks, like, let's just cash this card. It doesn't have to be that great of
Okay.
a true story. Because it's a Tom Hanks movie, you can just bank on that.
Right.
Okay, well, we were talking about people looking their age and not, going
He looks
through all this.
older.
He almost looked older than he really
Right.
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
in this
Really
movie.
interesting.
He
That
looks-
didn't turn me off. I mean,
Well, he's supposed to be also almost kind of dying in this.
right.
Okay,
Because
right.
of radiation,
Don't give
the
it
Earth
away.
is
Don't give it away
ending.
too much.
Yeah.
Okay. It's
Okay.
an apocalyptic movie.
There's a lot of good stuff there. And Tom Hanks is as good as he always is. He always is. He's phenomenal. He's amazing. But there's like, a little bit of weakness in that the robot technology is so far-fetched.
Oh,
like,
is it really?
just plug in a
Yeah.
microchip and like he
really?
suddenly can have emotion. It's just a little teensy bit.
A little too far.
Yeah.
Oh,
It is, but if you accept that,
If you
I thought it
accept
was
it.
so clever how they designed this robot to look, and even
Like
the little,
purely mechanical. but-
just like in Wall-E, you
Yeah.
know how they never spoke and yet you knew what he was saying, right? They did the same thing.
Did
there's
they?
there's like a little tiny robot in this one, right?
Yes.
And how his camera would go down. You
Yes.
knew he was sad.
The translation of
Interesting.
emotion versus mechanics. I will give you that, and in design, if nothing else. So you have to be able to like swallow the far fetchedness of
That a robot can look
that
at a
reality.
picture and kind of go,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
But that's
Very
what
clever.
I loved about Wall-E, and that's a very good comparison. I adore the movie Wall-E. I swear I could watch that once a week and still be happy.
yeah.
But
I should see that again.
but it's a Pixar movie.
Yeah.
So there's something
Yeah.
different there. I
Right.
mean,
This isn't a scary apocalyptic movie. This is kind of cute.
yeah. Yeah.
I mean, there are some scary moments in
Sure.
here.
Fetch is kind of
Finch-
Finch is kind of cute.
It is
Kind
kind of
of.
cute because
Kind
of the
of.
robots.
It's emotionally pulling is its biggest factor.
The robot is kind of the comedic
Did
Yeah.
you say
Part of it.
Did you say robot?
robot.
Robot.
Am I saying it right?
Hey, robot.
I prefer if you say robot.
Robot.
I really do, Bill.
The robot is
No.
the
No,
comedian.
let's keep saying robot.
It's
I
very
like
cute.
it.
And you guys have gas, propane tanks and all that in
Mm-hmm.
your business. The top of it, his head is made from the top of those tall oxygen tanks.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the bottom of his head, it's got the screw on the
Yeah.
bottom. I mean,
Nice.
just such a clever
fun.
design.
Yeah.
Would you guys
Very
recommend,
clever.
being the only of the four of us hasn't seen it? Should I watch it?
Yeah.
I'd rate it a Wednesday, so see it on
Right.
a Wednesday.
Okay, I got a Wednesday. I got to shake my head.
I mean, if you're watching
If you
it
have
just
the
to see
time.
just to see Tom Hanks, like if
Okay.
you're that big of a fan,
Okay. Yeah, because so we've got Greyhound. That's a Tom
Right.
Hanks movie, which was a great performance
Mm-hmm.
and a pretty good movie. We've got
News of the World.
News of the World.
Yeah.
Should I
Iffy.
see that because of Tom
It
Hanks?
was again, I think it was too much.
Hmm.
Just let's cash this Tom Hanks card.
Okay, we're banking on Tom Hanks
If
giving
somebody
a great
else was in
performance.
it other than Tom Hanks, you wouldn't give it nearly as good of a
There you
review.
go.
Right.
Let's
Wow.
just say that.
Okay, so
Okay.
Finch also same thing.
Maybe.
Okay, banking
Yeah.
on a lot of
There's
Tom
definitely
Hanks.
some creativity and I like they pull in some climate change type of storyline that
Mm-hmm.
there's some realism there and interesting
Interesting story.
Yeah, absolutely. But
little sci-fi kind of apocalyptic
yeah,
stuff
but it's
going on.
it's not
Yeah, there's some clever
it
stuff.
seemed real.
I was psyched
that
about
part
it
of it did for
when
sure.
I heard that it was like Castaway in a sci-fi version. I was all for it. So
if you want to cry.
maybe I'll watch it.
That's
Okay.
why Dave doesn't recommend it. He
Okay.
never wants to cry.
Oh boy.
Okay,
I don't want to cry
It
either.
was cute and yet a little sad.
Yes.
Okay.
There
I'll
you
never
go.
see it. I'll never see it. I only like to laugh.
Okay.
It's like strictly rom-coms for me. Thank you.
Yes.
All right.
Bill.
Speaking of rom-coms, I got one.
Okay,
Ooh.
okay, go to rom-com.
I got one
I know
for
what
you.
it is.
Okay. It is called Love Hard.
Love Hard. I saw it too.
All right.
Yeah, it's kind of a holiday movie.
Right. So
I'll
it's a
have to look it up.
Christmas movie. Unlike Die Hard,
It's on Netflix.
which some people say Die Hard is a Christmas movie. And actually, in this movie, there is discussed Die Hard. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
It is, right. So
That's
it's a
funny.
comedy romance.
I didn't even
It's-
get the name. Love Hard was a playoff of
right.
Die Hard.
It's right. Love Actually and Die Hard are
Oh,
the
that's
two
right.
main characters.
Great little poster.
Favorite, yes.
Yeah.
And Nina Dobrev
She's adorable.
Dobry. Nina Dobry.
is beautiful, and she was actually in a TV show recently that I watched that was good,
okay.
and she's also in other stuff.
Okay.
And
She reminded me of Rachel from Friends when she was young.
you did mention that, yeah.
Jennifer Aniston?
She's a great.
I mean,
Okay.
it's all she's carrying the movie. It's
Okay.
mainly her.
So, for those of us who know nothing, an LA girl, unlucky in love, falls for an East Coast guy on a dating app and decides to surprise him for the holidays only to discover that she's been catfished. This lighthearted romantic comedy
I almost watched
chronicles
it.
her attempt to reel in love.
There you go.
And then to add a little something, she's also a writer about love.
Of course,
Newspaper.
Of course she is.
Perfect.
And so,
I mean,
Wow,
you're-
how could you not include that in your immediate review of the movie?
yeah, and so that
That seems
was
key.
added a layer of interestingness.
it did.
To it.
It's not a huge part of the story, but it's
It
like
affects her perspective and how it's told from her point of view.
it is true, right? It's a notch away from a Hallmark movie. I mean, it's definitely right in that formula.
Oh God, yes.
Of Hallmark Christmas movies.
You know how it's going to end up.
You know how it's going to end. I don't have to tell you.
But is it
Let
funny?
me tell you that
It's
when
cute.
I saw
Okay.
the trailer, I was eating, and it made me laugh so much. I spit up my food. I had to clean.
Wow, that's a
I laughed so
strong
hard.
review.
And so in the movie, I probably got another 2 or 3 hard laughs like that. It was funny.
Yeah.
And I thought the writing
That's
was
what I
very,
wanna hear.
very clever.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, formulaic.
Very
Christmas
formulaic.
movie.
Yeah, but formulaic and you make me spit out my food. I'm in.
Oh, it was fun to watch. I mean, it's not the greatest movie in the whole world, but it's a fun.
I don't need
Right.
that.
It's a
Sometimes
fun
you want to
during the-
just laugh.
During the middle of the week, you want to see a fun rom-com. I recommend it.
Absolutely.
The male lead Jimmy Yang is apparently an Asian comedian that people would know.
Oh.
Zach knew him, so young people who know stuff would have seen him before in other stuff. He doesn't seem like he's very untypical of a lead, he's not a big, handsome,
Right.
charismatic lead type fellow. He's more of just he's kind of like a male version of Aquafina almost.
Yeah, right. Yes.
and,
Perfect analogy.
But
He
he's
had some
in
great
Space
lines,
Force.
though. He's got really smart lines that are funny.
Oh, I knew him from it. Yeah,
And
he had a part in Fresh Off the Boat.
He did, and the father in the movie is played also by an actor that you would know, James Sato. You wouldn't know him maybe by name, but he was the father in Always Be My Maybe,
Yes.
another
Ooh,
Netflix.
great.
Oh gosh, I love
that
movie.
fun.
I gotta see that one.
Was
Yeah,
it as
oh.
good as that?
It's maybe
Aquafina had credits in that too. I forget what she was.
yeah.
How about Holiday?
It's a little. It's right in that range.
Okay.
It's right in
Sure,
that range.
sure.
If you like those movies, you would like this.
Yeah,
Funny,
I think it's absolutely
feel
in that
good.
range.
Yeah, very-
although this is a little better, I thought.
Yeah, nothing. Certainly nothing groundbreaking. More of a typical holiday.
But maybe has some
romantic
original
comedy.
elements as
Oh.
far
Yeah.
as rom-com goes.
Exactly.
Okay.
Fun. Certainly.
Fair enough.
Fun people being lovely, and yeah, it's only an hour and 44 minutes.
There you go.
Boom, boom, boom.
Bam.
All right.
I recommend.
What else?
Me too.
Before we run out of time, what do we have to talk about?
Gosh,
Just run down what I've been watching.
Run it down.
I'll just burn it down. Love and Monsters. I finally watched the movie. Really good. I mean, I would recommend that
Yeah?
for a lady.
Okay.
I think you would like it. It's a
A
love
lady.
I'm a
story.
lady. I'm
Do you
a
have to pay
lady.
for
Funny.
that? Or
You're a lady.
Is it on Hulu or what is it on?
the ladies love it.
Not
forgot
sure. Not sure. I think it's Hulu.
Okay.
Might be
The
Prime.
Marksman, Liam Neeson.
Oh, that's right. I did see that.
love
I will
Liam
recommend that. Is
Neeson.
one of the best looking movies I have ever seen.
The Marksman.
I
Is
mean-
it brand new?
It's brand new.
Liam
it's
Neeson.
not a great movie, but watch that downstairs. It was stunning. How well. Wow.
Nice.
I'm
That's some
sorry.
good sound.
That's a wicked ringtone. That's awesome.
Yeah. So beautiful looking movie. I watched Dark Shadows with Eva Green and Johnny Depp.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
I gotta
Wow.
check that out. Dark Shadow.
I watched Speed Racer again. Emil Hirsch,
Oh,
Christina Ricci.
Did you love it?
I loved it again.
Oh, did you watch it on your gigantic screen?
Yeah.
Oh, I bet you it was fantastic.
Better than fantastic.
Which one?
Speed Racer.
Oh, okay.
2008.
Quality.
So-
Underrated. Done by the Wachowski brothers.
Ooh.
Yeah. The
I remember
Matrix
I saw
guys.
that a long time ago, but it was good.
And then we'll end with the Red Notice. I watched the Red
Ooh.
Notice.
And
Wait, what about
Harder They Fall?
Yeah, you have to talk
okay.
about the Harder They Fall
yeah,
a little
Harder They
bit.
Fall.
Only watched half of it.
Kelly, give us your review.
Because I thought, should I tell you what I thought
Yes,
real quick?
okay, you
'Cause
saw
I watched
half
half
of
of it. It started really, really well, and it faded off for me.
Okay. So
Racist.
But I've
No,
only
I'm just kidding.
I've only watched half of it.
okay, so maybe that's because they banked on the most epic like character entrances,
Okay.
and then they had to set up some mid-level plot stuff.
Right.
So like each scene as you were introduced to everyone in the movie was so epic
Yeah.
that there was an inevitable lull
Right. Okay.
to get to the rest of the
Yeah.
plot.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
There is an equal punch to the ending scenes than there are to their introductory scenes.
Okay.
So I think it's worth finishing.
Okay.
I'll tell you that.
I'll
Yes.
definitely watch it.
Agreed.
Yeah.
It's a fairly large amount of characters.
Yes.
You know, two gangs
It does,
filled with individuals
It feels
that you want to know.
little like Quentin, to be fair.
I thought so too.
Yeah. I mean,
I totally
and I'm
thought
sure
the
that's
first
why I
10
loved it.
minutes was like totally Quentin Tarantino.
like
Oh,
these
yes.
The
surprising
music
moments of violence.
and I love the music in it. The music
Yeah.
is super relatable.
Yep.
And the casting is fantastic. Every really quality African American actor
Yes. I thank you
that
for
you
being
know
PC,
is
Don.
in this movie.
Lots.
Yep.
I mean,
Except for Samuel L. Jackson.
Right.
obviously
Well,
I'm being a little
he's
bit
not
fictitious.
Quentin, but no, seriously. I mean, you're absolutely right. And I mean, the casting
Can
was
you name
so
some
perfect.
of them? Eldris.
Idris Elba.
Idris
and
Elba, the most notable.
So he and the writer, and I'm gonna have to look it up because I did a lot of reading on this, but they are like best friends.
Oh,
They've
really?
known each other for years and years, and he did it. So all of these characters, or most of them anyway, are rooted in reality. So
Oh, really?
Stagecoach Mary, and now I'm gonna have to look all this up because I don't have my notebook page in front of me.
Okay.
But they were all historical characters
Are they really?
in the Old West. And it is there's a point to be made about that, you know, and I'm the least likely person to advocate from that perspective, but they do write out African Americans from the old Wild West, right?
They do, and
But
they do it well.
the fact remains that actually almost like a minority majority of cowboys were African American.
Really?
That's
Yes.
really interesting, and they portray it really realistically in here.
Yes.
I mean, it's got an amazing amount of African American characters in it, but it doesn't seem out of place.
No.
And they do it really well in how they sort of interact, these two sort of gangs, let's
And
just say,
all of these people, so Mary Fields,
into the white community.
Rufus Buck, Cherokee Bill, Nate Love, Bill Pickett, Jim Beckworth, Bass Reeves, all of those people are historical.
Oh, interesting. I
So
did not know that.
Yeah,
at
and I
all.
mean, like, this story of them all intertwining is fictional. But so in that way, it's just a brilliant piece of fiction laced with historical accuracy.
Yeah, and it ends up being a very, I would like to say, not just typical, but it's not groundbreaking. It's sort of a Western that you would.
It's stylized.
It's stylized,
Yeah.
and it seems very, very standard. It ends up being a revenge story, and it's about, and then it's two gangs sort of confronting each other, and
then
and
you
you go
always
from
have,
there. And
like
you-
your key characters, like, you know, someone you love on each side is going to bite the dust, right? I mean, like, there's
Oh,
those
for sure.
moments.
Oh, it's a lot
Oh.
of shoot 'em up and
Yeah.
things blow up and a lot
Right.
of action.
You saw the whole
Right.
thing?
Yes.
Okay.
well, then it's classic.
There's a really awesome female fight scene, which I feel like you don't get very often in
Between
movies.
Regina King and
Yes.
Yazzie Beetz.
Yes. Oh my gosh, was that epic?
I love Yazzie Beetz in here. I mean, she was fantastic in Deadpool as Domino.
They're like, the lead females in these rival gangs, and they come face to face, and they both like drop their weapons, and they're like, all right, we're going to fight each other like men. That moment when everyone's like, oh, okay, we're going to fight hand to hand. They have that moment, and it is an awesome, epic fight.
It is.
Now, in here, I think there was a town, these little western towns, that was all black people. But in history, we're saying that there were towns like that.
Yes, absolutely,
Just like
there were.
Today, you have, separatists.
Right.
Back then. And that's what threw me, because I didn't really know that. And so
I
thought,
didn't know that
this
either.
Is fictitious.
Right, and you may watch the entire movie and think that it's fictitious, but it doesn't. It's not detracting. It doesn't seem like it like throws you off at all. It doesn't seem unnatural.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I'd highly recommend it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, really, really, really good. I mean, you said that it kind of drops off a little bit, and it does. I mean, it starts with 10 minutes of like Tarantino action.
That's the problem. Right. It was so good at the beginning, it had to drop off, and then I watched it late at night.
But, just realize that they're setting up a bunch of stuff, and it's going to start to ramp up again.
Okay.
And I think it finishes really strong with a really good sort of reveal at the end that's unsuspected or
right. Yeah, I didn't see every twist coming.
No,
I'll say that.
I believe
Ultimately, it's a shoot 'em up western.
The 90% Rotten Tomatoes is
accurate.
Absolutely,
it's a full.
Oh, I didn't know that high.
If you walked away like
very high recommend,
not liking this movie, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
It's interesting. I mean, it's got like reggae music in the background.
The soundtrack choices were awesome.
But I think it works. It's like somehow it's like a reggae like cowboy song.
That's almost like it
great.
reminded me a little bit of like Baz Luhrmann with Romeo and Juliet, like an old story told with a little bit of a fresh twist.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
They're totally going for that.
Yeah.
They are totally going for that.
And
they do it well.
That was kind of lively, the music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Highly recommend.
Highly recommend. Okay, Red Notice.
Boom.
Yeah. Tell me about it. I wanted to see it. I mean, I love this trio.
Didn't think it was as good as I was hoping.
Too much hype because of them?
The chemistry between The Rock and Gal Gadot.
Oh.
Not believable
Not
to
there.
me.
Well, you know what? That only comes in at the very end.
Okay, but still, that kind of wrecked it for me.
Okay.
Okay.
So we have the largest ever opening weekend for a Netflix movie.
Oh, is it really?
Oh my God.
It's the biggest ever.
Wow. Okay.
Netflix opening.
Wow.
Okay.
That's what they're saying.
Okay, because they know the numbers.
Somehow they know this.
Those statistics came
so if
from
this is
Netflix.
a real movie,
check out Ryan Reynolds' Instagram. He's like, thank you very much for this blockbuster of an opening.
Okay.
I love him. I mean, let's just go there for a second.
It was a very fun movie.
So I would see it for that reason
But
anyway.
if it was at the theaters, I don't think it would last too long, personally. I thought it was fun, but it wasn't real meaty.
It's like the Bodyguard movie.
No.
Yeah, it was like crank it out kind of thing.
It seemed
fun.
very popcorny. It seemed like if you want an action movie that you can watch on a Friday night as a date night movie, it's perfect for that.
It's one that you can watch in a single sitting, and you don't need to rewatch pieces.
Don't need to ever rewatch it.
Yeah.
But you're going to have a good time,
Okay, fair enough.
Get some snacks, get ready to enjoy it.
A pure Friday night movie popcorn.
Do not plan on learning anything or being like enlightened by anything at all.
Not gonna cry. Maybe you'll laugh.
It's like a 1999 action movie.
Ryan Reynolds is funny.
Boom. Right. Ryan Reynolds is being snarky, The Rock is being
This charming asshole, like he always is.
always charming asshole.
And then The Rock is like
The Rock-
righteous, but he'll learn
Gal
something
Gadot.
along
righteous
the way.
and badass, and Gal Gadot is always a little bit smarter than the guys.
Yeah.
And then
But wearing a super sexy red dress.
Exactly, and kicking their ass.
Yeah.
and
Okay.
then there's a new character which caught my attention. Redo Araya.
An actress.
An actress.
that plays in Interpol.
Oh yeah, she was good.
I thought she upstaged Gal Gadot. I was like, whoa. Ooh,
Yeah,
I don't know.
she's sort of the.
I thought she was
That's saying
smoking
something.
hot.
She was equal.
She's
Yeah, she
known
was
for
equal.
Red Notice and Umbrella Academy, which I've seen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she was really good.
Yeah.
She was really good as the Interpol agent. Inspector, another unpronounceable name, Yurshvashva.
Yeah, so I'll definitely rewatch it.
You know, I got the feeling this is kind of like a fun James Bond almost type movie, even though it's about, burglars stealing, expensive eggs.
That was definitely a part of it.
And
They
if you
stole
listen
from
to the
James
theme
Bond.
song, I could swear they took the James Bond theme song, just tweaked it enough so that they couldn't get any copyright issues. But literally, they even
What it felt
copied
like.
some of that
Right.
music. Yeah. And there's a scene where they're all in tuxedos at
Yes.
the dance.
I know, the
it's
bow
very-
ties and the red dress is featured in
No,
every still
it's-
of the movie.
And it was funny because I was joking when we did the James Bond one, and who would be the next James Bond? And I had said, Ryan Reynolds might be a kind of a fun one. And here you can almost see how he would be if he was a James Bond
I hear
guy.
Cavill.
Oh, Henry Cavill.
Yeah, I heard he's,
he's
really
got-
pushing hard for it.
He would be
I
better
thought
than
all the talk is about Idris. I can't say his name. Idris Elba.
Idris
Elba.
Idris Elba.
Those would be better than Ryan Reynolds, I would say.
for sure.
But he's great in this movie, and people have said that it's not a great movie, but it's like this movie digested a James Bond movie, a Indiana Jones movie.
Oh yeah, you're right.
National
Okay.
Treasure.
A National Treasure movie.
You have like
Right,
influence
right.
from all of
Right.
your
It
faves.
took all of those and churned them up and spit it out, and it's decent.
An
It's fun.
instant
I watched it late at
98%
night.
Rotten Tomatoes kind of a thing.
Yeah.
I started it
Okay.
at like 9:30. So
It's got terrible Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, really?
Terrible Rotten Tomatoes, but incredible audience. So 40% Rotten Tomatoes, 90% audience.
Well,
Okay.
critics want to see something original and all that,
Right,
and like you
right.
just
This
said,
is
it's
nothing original.
no,
Nothing
but it's
original.
still fun.
I still think
It is.
Nobody can watch a movie when you wake up, probably, but like Shang-Chi, I watched that like for breakfast.
Okay.
That must be my best time to watch it because I was, spilling orange juice and stuff. It was
All right.
It was really good.
That's
You ever
funny.
have that
Well,
feeling?
how about that one?
There
I
you
recommend that you watch this for breakfast.
Yeah, I mean early.
Yeah.
go. Shang-Chi.
Any movie. I'm saying, movies are best digested not when you're about to fall asleep.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Well, that's why I have to usually just keep on starting them over and over and over
Right?
and over.
Yeah, of all the ones we spoke about today, yeah, I would be wide awake for all of them.
Okay.
A lot of good reviews today. A lot of good recommends.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah, not a lot of don't watch it.
We don't talk about things we don't want to watch.
Why
I'll
would you?
I'll give you 100. Don't watch that.
Did you watch? Did anybody watch anything they hated?
No, and I didn't even mention Dope Sick that I'm still loving.
Are you still
on
loving?
Hulu. Yeah.
Okay.
Very strong series.
I didn't mention Army of Thieves, the prequel to Army of the Dead.
Oh, yeah, we'll get to that. I haven't finished it yet.
Is that
Okay,
is
fair
that
enough.
a preliminary recommend?
It's a preliminary recommend.
Okay.
I mean, it's it's a totally different movie actually, but it's different.
Well, we'll talk about it on the next
Oh,
show.
yeah.
All right,
it
there
sounds
you
like
go.
there's something
All
to
right.
be discussed there.
Because I'm cutting off that ending now. We're
Okay.
gonna end this quick.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Until next time, goodbye.
See you, boys.
10-4, over and out.
Later. And now we'll do something to the camera on YouTube that you don't get if you're listening to the podcast.
We're all giving the finger.
We are.